You are hit. Do not hang up, sir. Do not hang up.
Your Second Amendment rights are under siege, but they will never, ever be under siege as long as I'm your president.
Was here not so long ago on a tragic night that has many wondering what could make a man snap and lose control.
Now, the government is controlling my mind via remote neural monitoring technology, and they've been controlling my sleep patterns and my mood illegally without my consent for the entirety of my life.
The presumptive bail in your case
Well, I don't know.
is $505,000.
Okay. Well, I don't have any income, so can you reduce it then?
Not without an extensive hearing, which we're not going to conduct here.
I don't want to do that by any way whatsoever. Because it presents a conflict of interest, because they work for the very people that are trying to convict me to profit off my time.
I cannot live like this. I'm telling you, these people are turning me into a Manchurian candidate. They want me to do something, and this is why they're torturing me. Hello everyone, I am Abdurrahman Mahmoud, a targeted individual, also basically a TI from North London. Before I start, I want to swear by Allah, while holding the Holy Scripture, the Holy Quran. I want to swear by Allah that I will tell the truth to the best of my knowledge, and that I will not add or take away anything from my harassment. Basically, it's been almost 2 years and a half, 3 years, I don't know. Maybe they've been watching me for more than that. But what's the story? But seems like these guys are not leaving me alone, and I've been sleep deprived for the past couple of days. They've been doing the V2K non-stop every single day for a very long time. I can't remember. Sometimes I lose track of time because of the fact that I just think about this all the time. I try to work, but they still broadcast in voice, they still microwave to me. Basically, these people took me when I was working in 200 Hammersmith in West London. I was working at a corporate building that has an Emirati company on the low, like basically the Etihad Airways. It's an Emirati company, and then they have Universal Music, they have DHL on the third floor, and they have, I don't know, other company, and then they have Israeli company, Armdocs, Armdocs at the fifth floor. I tried to, plead with them and tell them, just leave me alone. Like, you already ruined my life. You already ruined my marriage. They're not leaving me alone. I try and disrespect them, diss them, be like, yo, you motherfuckers, this, that. I'm sorry for the language. But what they do back is basically, they just either watch you because they don't care, because they have the upper hand, because they're the ones who's stalking you, or just like last night, couple of perps on the V2K got really upset and said, oh, your ex-wife this and that, and they spoke basically they said, they spoke about how they watched us, me and my ex-wife, make love and stuff like that, and they insulted her because they know that would kind of get to me. Even when I went to Holland, I could still hear them. They make me dizzy, they play games with me. Like, I even developed this like sudden body movements. I don't know what you guys call them. It has a name probably, like I just twitch, and it's weird. I can't control it. And apparently I told my doctor. He said, oh, there's nothing. This was time ago, and it's caused because of them, because of the stress. When they sectioned me and took me to the mental asylum, I developed that condition where I can't breathe, and my body just twitches, my muscles without, it's like my brain sending signal to my body to move, and I can't control it. I never had any of these type of medical conditions, or this has happened purely out of torture and stress. Basically, the torture that they're doing to me is stressing me out so much that is having literally a physical effect on me, plus the long-term consequences of microwave cancer, blah blah blah, etc. But that's fine. Anyways, I am trying to come up with a deadline for these people, because to be honest with you guys, all the other TIs out there, I cannot live like this. And I'm telling you, these people are turning me into a Manchurian candidate. They want me to do something, and this is why they're torturing me. And the funny thing about this is, I am a law-abiding citizen. I never broke a law. I never harmed anybody. But I feel like I'm right now, like my back is against the wall. That these people cornered me basically from everywhere. And did they chip me back in 2014 when I went for my hyperhidrosis? I don't know. But I know one thing right now, and it is, if they do not stop this surveillance, I will do something about it. And I did not want, God knows, I do not want to do anything. I do not want to break the law. I do not want to harm anyone. But I feel like I'm trapped, and these people are trying to make me a Manchurian candidate. And with this torture, sleep deprivation, V2K 24 hours a day, stalking on the road, all this combination, like losing my wife, my job, it's all overwhelming. And it's like I can't even make a new start. Like I told them, like, just let me start over, just leave me alone. What have I done to you? And it's like they give me they give me all these reasons and excuses. I swear, like, I don't know what to believe anymore. But I know one thing right now. I know that I cannot live like this. And I remember my life before all this started, and it's so weird how happy I was. And even though I had problems and I had, I was struggling my own ways, like everyone has problems in life, everyone has, things to accomplish, dreams and ambitions, and these people took away my dreams and ambitions. Right now we're in a stage of, if you do not free me, I will retaliate. And I don't want to say that, but it's like they leave me no option. They do not leave me any option. They do not want to let me go, you know, and complaining to the police, like the police can't do anything for you. Nobody can do anything for you. So you only have God. So I realized if I only have God and these people won't leave me alone, and they say we're gonna watch you for the rest of your life for 3 years, and you don't know what's real and what's not anymore. So I decided, to be honest, to not be afraid anymore. I decided that I don't care like what happens. So to all the TIs, if anything happens to me, if for some reason these people are labeling me terrorist on the news or anything like this, I want you to come out and to take that chance to possibly free yourself from the surveillance. If you can, protest and tell people that TIs are real, because they're gonna hide this under the whole terrorist umbrella. You know, this is what they do, you know. And it's so funny how all these people that done terrorist attacks knew the MI5 before they done it. Like the MI5 said, oh, we knew these guys, but we stopped watching them. But I'm telling you, if anything happens to me, the MI5 is doing this to me right now. They are actually pushing me down this road.
They are using this to manipulate society on every level for their own benefit and gain. And they are doing so with an attitude of complete immaturity and, for lack of a better word, downright evil.
Street homelessness has increased 131% over the past 5 years.
Was here not so long ago on a tragic night that has many wondering what could make a man snap and lose control.
Kind of my last words. It's really unfortunate that I have to make this video. You see, I am a victim of covert harassment and electronic harassment and gang stalking. I'm what's called a targeted individual.
Hi, I'm Matthew Choi and I'm a software developer. I got targeted about 3 years back, 2015, and I was working at a big corporate. I never did any drugs or any sort of thing. I didn't do anything malicious in my company. I was just one of the better developers. And while they do this, the social engineering on the ground, with these police going to your friends and getting them to stalk you, they hit you with something called V2K. You and all your friends, and this is basically two-way telepathy. It was found in World War II. There's proper documents on it and everything, and it's literally you have a part of the brain that can be sensitized to electromagnetic waves. It also modulates these waves so that you receive the information sent on it to you. So they figured out how to slot people onto different bandwidths so that they can communicate with them. And then initially they did that to me, and I got attacked by all sorts of horrendous psychological attacks. I had to run from run from South Africa to Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, they stopped attacking me, but then Hong Kong redirected it to England, and England came and attacked me because I'm British. So they literally said, you're not a South African citizen. Why are the South Africans targeting you? You're not allowed to come here, South Africa. They went to UK came, and I got tortured by UK, and then that's where I learned everything. I learned everything through the UK MI6 telepathic connection, and it ruined my life. It's destroyed my life, and I've been tortured for about three years in total now. It's destroyed my career. It's destroyed my family. My friends are all know, and they all talk to me online through my gaming apps and whatnot, and say, "Are you okay? We can see, we know. It's crazy. That's hectic. Why do these bad things always happen to you?" But yeah, trained, tortured for 3 years, and seeing repetition, reverse analyzing some of the psychological techniques, and I realized that their only goal here isn't to see me slow die. Slow die is useful because loose ends, you know what I mean? But one of the most important reasons, the way they gain from it, is they get experienced, trained, new junior to intermediate V2Kers or mind controllers who have learned how to use this AI, learned how to work in teams, and learned how to use all these new and old psychological manipulative tactics, psychoanalytical tactics through V2K on ordinary people in different life scenarios. And it's one of the most fucked up, disgusting things on the planet. If you read the news with my eyes, or with this new pair of eyes you might gain from hopefully the discussions you're gonna have here, like history will change, and that's why they say AI is gonna change history and shit. It's because the lies that have gone down for the past few years on the news, all those shooters, all that stuff, they've all been engineered through this technology. It's scary stuff, and it's a dystopian future. Definitely a dystopian future. Mind control, AI.
So, total control. Now, Snowden has revealed that NSA can really read all the emails and all the conversations what we have, but he has still not shown or revealed, which he must know, that they can read everybody's thoughts, dreams, and subconscious and influence them. And some people say, well, I don't care if somebody reads my thoughts, but you don't realize then that you can be influenced to be a serial killer, commit suicide, become a criminal, and this is what the false flag operations are about. Because in false flag operations, they always put a patsy to do the killing, quote, quote. The lonely killer, like in Norway, Breivik, who killed 77 people on an island and in Oslo. Well, he was totally mind controlled with this technology. And it was interesting that the police hindered, at least in publicity, that his X-rays would be taken from his brain because they would reveal, most probably, a chip.
There are millions of people who don't even realize that they're being manipulated beyond any discussion of the Mandela effects, because those are obvious. What's insidious is that millions of people do not have a conscious awareness that there are thoughts being implanted in their minds today and have been for a long time.
Not a month goes by where I don't get a call at my institute by someone telling me that someone in the government implanted these things in their brain without them knowing. I'm not kidding.
There are the nanoparticles that are already within our system and remaining dormant at this point. Targeted individuals are not dormant, of course, with their nanoparticles, the nanomachines, the nanotransmitters and receivers. So what I'm getting out of this, Dr. Karlstrom, is the absolute factual statement of this technology. This is not, out in the woo land. You're talking about a gentleman with firsthand knowledge of this technology existing today and operating today and responsible for many of the outward things that we see going on in terms of crimes that are occurring.
This can be used to induce a general mood in a population or a crowd of people. It can be used to make them passive. It can be used to make them agitated. And this can be used to cause or stop, induce riots, stop crime, start crime, stop thoughts, start thoughts. Massive mind control on a citywide level. And I know for a fact, having been an insider and actually been a part of this program and seen it operate on a day-to-day basis, I am aware that there are now entire cities in America that are nothing more but a massive social engineering experiment.
In an internal memo dated December 20, 2019, Pentagon leadership urged military personnel not to take DNA tests, warning that they create security risks and could negatively affect service members' careers. The memo noted that the tests could potentially create unintended security consequences and increase the risk to the joint force and mission. The memo specifically mentioned using the DNA for mass surveillance and for the tracking of individuals without their awareness as a top concern. This memo seems to substantiate whistleblower and former private security industry specialist Brian Coffrin's claims that the resonant frequency of the DNA is used to monitor, track, and control the minds of targeted individuals.
What they do is they get your DNA, and then once they've got your DNA sequence, they can then go to a supercomputer and they can biocode directed energy attacks that will only go and bioresonate with your body. So that three people can be standing right next to you and nobody's going to feel the harassment except you, because these signals are biocoded to your body's tuning only. And then they can send down B2K, they can send down any symptom they want, because they're in full control of the bioresonance of your bioenergy.
And what happens is once the resonant frequency is found in the targeted individual and the broadcast frequency matches up with that resonant frequency, those two frequencies interlock, and they can be thought of as one frequency or one energy. And what happens is between the broadcast frequency and the individual that's receiving the broadcast frequency, once it's resonating, once they are resonating together, a super highway of frequency along which information can be sent is created. And so you can think of it just like fiber optic cables that you use to send signals over the internet that connect people to the internet. It's the exact same thing, only a wireless application of that. And so once you have connected the targeted individual with the frequency and they resonate together, then you have a perfect avenue upon which to send and receive information back and forth. And that's exactly how they manipulate someone's thoughts. They send voices into someone's head. They manipulate their emotions. They manipulate their behavior. And then that's also how they receive back from the individual in real time the vital signs, the emotions, the thoughts, what the person's seeing, what the person's hearing. And then all that information, of course, is rendered on a computer elsewhere via software, and it can be monitored and tracked in real time.